Today, we're going to talk about 3 fundamental pillars that shape every successful, fulfilled life. If you focus on these, you can build a future that not only excites you, but also transforms every area of your life. These 3 things, clarity, action, and resilience, will guide you to not only achieve your goals, but to thrive in the face of challenges. The first pillar is clarity of purpose. Let's be real, if you don't know what you want, how can you expect to get there? Clarity isn't just about having goals, it's about being specific. It's about saying, this is what I want. And being so clear that you can see it, feel it, and touch it in your mind. Imagine trying to navigate without a map. You'll go in circles. The same is true for your life. Get crystal clear on what success means to you. Define your vision and let it drive every decision, every action. Next is massive action. Now, clarity is essential, but it's nothing without action. You can have the greatest vision, but if you don't take that first step, it stays a dream. It's the action, the hustle, the grind that bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. But here's the catch. It's not just about working hard. It's about taking massive, focused action. That means doing whatever it takes, again and again, until you get the result. When you're all in, your effort will compound, and the momentum will drive you forward like a rocket. Finally, there's resilience and adversity. Let me tell you something, life will test you. It's inevitable. The question is, what will you do when the storm hits? Will you fold or will you rise? The most successful people are not the ones who avoid failure, but the ones who learn to bounce back stronger, faster, and more determined. Every setback, every obstacle is an opportunity to grow. You've got to develop resilience, the ability to stay centered, adapt, and keep pushing forward no matter what comes your way. These 3 things, clarity, action, and resilience, will transform your life. When you have a clear vision, take massive action toward it, and develop the strength to overcome any obstacle, you become unstoppable. Focus on these, and I promise you, the life you've always dreamed of will become your reality. Let's make it happen. When it comes to achieving greatness, nothing is more critical than clarity. Clarity is the compass that directs every action, every decision, every moment in your life. Without it, you drift tossed by circumstances, distractions, and the expectations of others. But when you have clarity, when you know exactly what you want and why you want it, you become unstoppable. Clarity is about more than just setting goals. It's about creating a vivid, detailed vision for your life that lights you up. It's seeing your future so clearly that you feel it in your gut, you can taste it, touch it, and hear the sounds of that reality. You know, deep down, what your purpose is and what your ultimate destination looks like. That clarity becomes your driving force, your North Star. If you woke up every single day knowing exactly why you're getting out of bed and what you're working towards, how much more powerful would your actions be? You'd move with confidence, with certainty. Every decision becomes easier because it aligns with that larger vision. You're not guessing, you're not wondering, you're not questioning yourself or hesitating. Clarity gives you the certainty to take massive, focused action. Without clarity, it's easy to get overwhelmed or sidetracked by short-term distractions, fear, or doubt. When you're clear on your purpose, all that noise fades into the background because you have a laser focus on what truly matters. And here's the secret: clarity comes from within. It's not about what the world thinks you should do. It's not about living up to someone else's standards or chasing goals that don't light you up. It's about looking deep inside yourself and asking, what is my truth? What do I truly want out of life? For some, that might mean success in business. For others, it might be about building a legacy with their family or creating something that leaves an impact on the world. The point is, your clarity is unique to you. Clarity is not a one-time decision, it's a practice. It's something you refine and deepen over time. It's about reconnecting with your vision every single day and asking yourself, is this still the life I want to create? Am I moving in the right direction? If you don't check in regularly, life will take over. We all know how easy it is to fall into routines, to get caught up in the day-to-day grind. But when you make clarity a priority, when you take the time to constantly reconnect with your purpose, it gives your life meaning and direction. It empowers you to say no to what doesn't serve you and to double down on what does. And clarity isn't just about your goals, it's about your values. It's about knowing who you are at your core, what you stand for, and what you stand for, and what you're willing to fight for. When you're clear on your values, you build a foundation of integrity and authenticity. People will sense that from you. They'll see that you're living from a place of alignment, and they'll respect that. You'll attract the right opportunities, the right people, and the right experiences into your life because you're moving with purpose and conviction. When you have clarity, the journey becomes more enjoyable too. Instead of feeling lost or unsure, you can embrace the challenges, knowing they're part of the process. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward that clear, compelling vision you've created for yourself. It's not just about the destination, it's about having a direction, a purpose that fuels everything you do. Clarity is power. It's the foundation for everything you want to achieve. When you're clear about what you want and why you want it, everything in your life starts to align. You'll have the focus, the drive, and the resilience to make your vision a reality. Massive action is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. It's the thing that separates those who wish for success from those who achieve it. You can have the clearest vision in the world, but if you're not moving, if you're not taking relentless action, then that vision will never materialize. The universe doesn't reward intent, it rewards effort. And not just any effort, consistent, focused, massive effort. It's easy to talk about goals, to plan, to think and strategize, but where most people get stuck is in the doing. Why? Because massive action isn't comfortable. It requires you to push yourself beyond what feels safe, beyond what's easy. It's about stepping up every day, regardless of how you feel, and putting in the work. And let's be clear, massive action doesn't mean trying a few things and seeing what happens. It means committing fully, all in, no matter the obstacles, no matter the setbacks. The beauty of massive action is that it creates momentum. In the beginning, it can feel like you're pushing a boulder uphill. You're putting in all this energy, but the results may not show right away. But if you keep pushing day after day, that boulder starts to move. Slowly at first, but soon it picks up speed. That's the power of consistent action. Every little step compounds over time. What seems insignificant in the moment becomes monumental when added up over weeks, months, or years. Suddenly, what once felt impossible becomes inevitable. It's about quality, too. It's about taking the right actions, those that are aligned with your vision. It's not about being busy, it's about being productive. Too many people confuse movement with progress. They're working hard, but they're not moving in the direction of their goals. They're spinning their wheels because they're focused on tasks that don't matter, or they're distracted by short-term results. Massive action requires focus. It means identifying the few key actions that will have the greatest impact and doubling down on those relentlessly. Here's where most people falter. They expect results too soon. They take action for a few days or weeks, but when they don't see immediate success, they pull back, they lose faith. But massive action isn't about getting results overnight. It's about staying committed, even when the results aren't visible yet. It's about trusting that if you keep showing up, day after day, the breakthrough will come. You might not know when, but it's coming. Success is like a garden. You can't plant seeds today and expect to eat the fruit tomorrow. You have to water those seeds, tend to them, and trust the process. Taking massive action also means being willing to fail, because here's the truth: you will fail. You will stumble, you will make mistakes, and you will experience setbacks, but failure is part of the journey. It's not a sign that you should quit, it's a sign that you're trying. Every failure is a learning opportunity. It shows you what doesn't work, which brings you one step closer to what does. The only way to fail is to stop taking action. As long as you're in motion, you're still in the game. And massive action isn't just a one-time thing, it's a lifestyle. It's about conditioning yourself to operate at a higher level of intensity and focus day in and day out. It's about training your mind to embrace discomfort, to thrive under pressure, and to keep pushing forward no matter how tough it gets. This kind of action creates massive results because it forces you to stretch beyond your limits. It forces you to grow, to adapt, and to become the kind of person who can handle the success you're striving for. The truth is, most people are afraid of massive action because it demands more from them. It requires sacrifice, discipline, and the willingness to go beyond what you thought was possible. But that's the price of success. If you want to live an extraordinary life, you have to be willing to do what others won't. You have to be willing to act when others hesitate, to keep going when others stop. Massive action is about setting a standard for yourself that is non-negotiable. It's about deciding that you will do whatever it takes for as long as it takes until you get the result. It's also important to understand that massive action creates opportunities. When you're out there putting in the work, you're not just waiting for success to find you, you're actively creating it. Opportunities arise because you're in motion. Doors open that would never have opened if you stayed still. The more action you take, the more the universe conspires in your favor. You start to meet the right people, stumble upon the right resources, and see opportunities you didn't see before, all because you were willing to take massive action. So if you want to change your life, if you want to achieve something extraordinary, it's time to stop thinking and start doing. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Start now. Take action today. And then do it again tomorrow and the next day until it becomes who you are. Because at the end of the day, it's not your dreams or your intentions that define you, it's the actions you take. When life hits hard, and what separates those who succeed from those who fall short is one thing: resilience. Resilience is your ability to bounce back, to stand strong in the face of adversity, and to keep moving forward no matter how many times you get knocked down. It's not about avoiding challenges or setbacks, because let's be real, challenges are inevitable. It's about how you respond to those challenges that defines your success. You see, adversity is life's greatest test. It doesn't just test your strength, it tests your character. It forces you to confront who you really are, what you're made of, and how much you're willing to endure to achieve your goals. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. The question is, what do you do when things don't go according to plan? When the world throws curveballs and nothing seems to work the way you envisioned. That's when resilience steps in. Resilience is a mindset. It's the belief that no matter how tough things get, you have the power to overcome. It's about refusing to let failure define you. Failure is simply feedback. It's telling you what didn't work so you can find what does. But too many people let failure stop them in their tracks. They hit a roadblock and they think, that's it, I can't go any further. But the truth is, the greatest breakthroughs often come right after the greatest struggles. That's why resilience is so critical. It keeps you in the game long enough to get that breakthrough. Managing your state is about developing emotional intelligence, knowing how to regulate your emotions so that they serve you rather than sabotage you. It's the difference between reacting impulsively and responding strategically. And when you make state management a habit, it becomes a superpower that allows you to thrive in any situation, no matter how challenging or uncertain it may seem. In the end, mastering your state gives you power over the only thing you can truly control: yourself. And when you have control over yourself, you have the ultimate advantage. You can create the outcomes you want, influence others positively, and stay on course toward your goals no matter what obstacles come your way. This is why state management is power. It's the key to unlocking your potential and living a life of purpose, passion, and fulfillment. The ability to manage your emotional and mental state is one of the greatest sources of personal power you can ever develop. It influences how you experience life, how you respond to challenges, and ultimately the results you achieve. Your state, whether you're feeling confident, energized, fearful, or uncertain, dictates your decisions and actions in any given moment. And those decisions over time shape the entire course of your life. When you're in a peak state, everything feels possible. You're focused, driven, and solutions-oriented. In this state, you don't see obstacles as permanent roadblocks. You see them as challenges to be overcome, opportunities for growth. You think creatively, act decisively, and operate from a place of strength. On the other hand, when you're in a disempowered state, feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or stuck, you shut down. The same challenges that would excite you in a powerful state can feel insurmountable when you're mentally or emotionally drained. Your state isn't just a fleeting mood or emotion. It's the cumulative effect of how you think, how you feel, and how you use your body. These three elements are constantly interacting with each other, creating the emotional state you're in at any given moment. And here's the key: you have the ability to change any one of those elements, which means you have the power to shift your state on demand. Imagine you're faced with a difficult situation. You could easily allow stress or fear to take over, but when you learn to master your state, you can consciously interrupt that pattern. Instead of reacting impulsively, you pause, shift your focus, change your physiology, and approach the situation from a place of calm, focus, and empowerment. This gives you the clarity to make better decisions and take more effective actions. Think about a time when you made a decision from a negative state, when you were angry, fearful, or overwhelmed. Chances are that decision wasn't your best. In a reactive state, we often make choices that we regret later, or we miss opportunities that could have propelled us forward. When you're stuck in an unresourceful state, you're unable to see beyond the immediate problem, and that narrows your options. But when you're in a powerful state, your perspective widens. You see more possibilities, and you're able to think long-term rather than being caught up in short-term emotions. Mastering your state allows you to perform at your best, regardless of external circumstances. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. The question is not whether you'll face difficulties, but how you'll respond when they arise. If you can manage your state, you can handle anything. You won't be thrown off course by temporary setbacks because your internal world will be strong and centered, even when the external world feels chaotic. Your state also affects how you interact with others. If you're in a confident, positive state, people are naturally drawn to you. Your energy is magnetic and it influences those around you. Leaders, in particular, need to master their state because their emotional state can set the tone for an entire organization or team. People look to you for direction, and if you're centered, calm, and empowered, they will follow your lead. On the other hand, if you're scattered, fearful, or reactive, that energy spreads just as quickly. State management is not about avoiding negative emotions or pretending to be positive all the time. It's about developing the awareness and skill to consciously shift your emotional and mental state in a way that serves you. It's understanding that you have the power to choose how you respond to any situation, regardless of how difficult it may seem. That ability to consciously shift from a disempowering state to an empowering one is what gives you control over your life. One of the fastest ways to shift your state is by changing your physiology. The way you use your body directly affects how you feel. Think about someone who's feeling depressed or defeated. They're slumped over, breathing shallowly, their energy is low, and their movement is slow or non-existent. Their physiology reinforces their emotional state, but if they stand up, move with purpose, take deeper breaths, and carry themselves with energy, they begin to feel different almost immediately. The body and mind are connected, and when you shift one, the other follows. Another powerful tool for managing your state is your focus. What you focus on, you feel. If you focus on what's going wrong, what you can't control, or all the things that could go wrong, you're going to feel anxious, fearful, or frustrated. But if you shift your focus to what's going right, what you're grateful for, what opportunities lie ahead, you instantly start to feel more empowered. Your focus creates your reality because it determines how you experience any situation. Even in the most challenging circumstances, there's always something to focus on that will empower you, whether it's a lesson, a solution, or simply the strength you're gaining by pushing through. Language is another crucial component of state management. The words you use both out loud and in your head shape how you feel. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm so stressed or I can't handle this, you reinforce that disempowered state. But if you consciously choose more empowering language, like I'm handling this or I'm finding a way, you begin to shift how you feel. Your words are powerful because they reflect and reinforce your beliefs about yourself and your situation. By changing your language, you can begin to change your state. State management isn't just a tool for navigating difficult moments, it's a key to long-term success and fulfillment. The most successful people are not the ones who never face challenges, but the ones who maintain resourceful states no matter what challenges they face. They've trained themselves to stay calm under pressure, to find solutions when others see problems, and to stay energized and focused even when things get tough. This ability to manage your state gives you a competitive edge in every area of life, whether it's in your career, your relationships, or your personal growth. Ultimately, state management gives you the power to take control of your life. Instead of being at the mercy of external circumstances, you become the one who decides how you experience those circumstances. You're no longer reacting to life, you're creating it. When you master your state, you master your life because you're in control of the only thing that truly matters: how you show up, how you feel, and how you act in every moment. The way you use your body has a profound impact on your emotional and mental state. In fact, your physiology is one of the most direct ways to influence how you feel in any given moment. Your posture, breathing, facial expressions, and overall physical movement are deeply connected to your emotions. When you change how you move and carry yourself, you can immediately shift your internal state, whether it's from stress to calm, from fear to confidence, or from lethargy to energy. We've all experienced this connection. Think about a time when you felt defeated, down, or overwhelmed. What was your body doing? Chances are your shoulders were slumped, your breathing was shallow, your head was down, and you were physically slow or inactive. That posture and body language didn't just reflect your feelings, it also reinforced them. Your brain gets signals from your body about how you're feeling. If your body is in a state of low energy and poor posture, your brain assumes that's how you should feel, and it amplifies those emotions. But the reverse is also true. You can change your feelings by changing your physiology. When you're feeling tired or stressed, simply standing up straight, taking deep breaths, and moving with purpose can immediately shift your emotional state. You don't have to wait for your mind to catch up. Your body can lead the way. This is why physiology is such a powerful tool for managing your emotions and your mindset. It gives you the ability to take control of how you feel at any moment. The link between physiology and emotion is hardwired into our biology. When you're feeling anxious or fearful, your body prepares for a fight or flight response. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense up, and your breathing becomes shallow and rapid. These physical changes are part of an ancient survival mechanism. But the problem is that in modern life, we often trigger these physiological responses in situations that don't actually threaten our survival, like a difficult meeting, a challenging conversation, or a stressful deadline. Our body goes into a state of tension and stress, and as long as we remain in that physical state, the feeling of anxiety or fear persists. The good news is that you can break this cycle. By consciously changing your physiology, you can send a signal to your brain that the threat is over and it's safe to relax. Taking slow, deep breaths, relaxing your muscles, and standing or sitting with an open, confident posture can interrupt the stress response and create a sense of calm and control. It's a simple shift, but it has a powerful impact on your emotional state. One of the most powerful aspects of physiology is that it works both ways. Not only does your emotional state influence your body, but your body also influences your emotions. This means you don't have to wait for your emotions to change. In order to feel better, you can take action by changing your body first. This is incredibly empowering because it gives you a direct way to control how you feel, regardless of the external circumstances. Take confidence as an example. When you're feeling confident, your body naturally reflects that. You stand tall, your shoulders are back, your movements are deliberate and strong, and your breathing is deep and steady. But even if you're not feeling confident, you can create that feeling by adopting the physical posture of confidence. The moment you stand up straight, broaden your chest, and take deep breaths, your brain starts to register that something has changed. You begin to feel more powerful and more in control, simply because your body is acting as if you already are. This principle works in all kinds of emotional states. If you want to feel more energized, start moving your body with energy. Get up, walk around, shake off the lethargy, and your brain will follow suit. If you want to feel more relaxed, focus on releasing the tension in your body. Loosen your muscles, breathe deeply, and your mind will begin to calm down. Your physiology is a tool you can use to guide your emotions rather than being a passive victim of them. Your facial expressions also play a role in shaping your emotions. There's a concept called facial feedback, which suggests that the expression on your face sends signals to your brain about how you're feeling. If you're constantly frowning, furrowing your brow, or clenching your jaw, your brain interprets that as a sign of stress or frustration, and it amplifies those feelings. But if you smile, even if it's forced at first, your brain gets the message that you're happy or relaxed, and it starts to produce emotions that match that expression. This is why something as simple as smiling, especially in moments of stress, can actually help shift your mood and your mindset. Another important aspect of physiology is movement. When you're stagnant sitting in one place for too long, for example, your energy drops and your mood can quickly follow. Movement generates energy. It gets your blood flowing, your muscles engaged, and your brain more alert. This is why exercise is such a powerful tool for changing your emotional state. Even a short burst of physical activity, whether it's a brisk walk, stretching, or jumping around, can drastically shift how you feel. Movement breaks the pattern of stagnation and injects new energy into your body and mind. Your physiology also plays a critical role in how others perceive you and how you perceive yourself. Body language is a universal language, and people pick up on it instinctively. If you walk into a room slouched with your eyes down and your movements slow, others will perceive you as lacking confidence, and they may even respond to you accordingly. But when you walk in with energy, standing tall, making eye contact, and moving with purpose, people will perceive you as someone who is confident, engaged, and in control. This perception then reinforces how you feel about yourself. When people treat you with respect and respond to your confident body language, it further boosts your sense of self-assurance. This is why physiology is not just about feeling better in the moment. It has long-term effects on how you show up in the world and how the world responds to you. By mastering your physiology, you're not just taking control of your emotions, you're also influencing the way you experience life and the way life responds to you. It becomes a virtuous cycle. As you change your physiology, you feel more empowered, you act with more confidence, and others respond to that confidence, which further reinforces your positive state. In the end, physiology is one of the most accessible and powerful tools you have for managing your state and creating the emotions and mindset you need to succeed. It's always within your control, and it can be changed in an instant. Whether you want to feel more confident, energized, calm, or focused, you can use your body as the key to unlock those emotions. When you understand this connection between body and mind, you gain a level of control over your emotions in your life that many people never realize is possible. The language you use both in your mind and out loud has an extraordinary impact on how you experience the world. Words are not just tools for communication. They shape the way you think, the way you feel, and ultimately the way you behave. Your internal dialogue, the conversations you have with yourself, defines your reality because it frames every situation you encounter. The words you choose can either empower you or limit you, and the difference between a life of fulfillment or one of frustration often comes down to how you speak to yourself and others. At any given moment, your brain is processing millions of bits of information. The only way to make sense of this overwhelming amount of data is by categorizing, labeling, and assigning meaning to it. Language is the primary tool your brain uses to do this. The words you use create mental frameworks, shaping how you interpret events, interactions, and even your own identity. If you repeatedly tell yourself, "I can't do this," or "I'm not good enough," those words don't just describe your feelings in the moment, they start to become your reality. Your brain starts filtering information in a way that supports that belief, and soon you unconsciously act in ways that reinforce it. Conversely, if you use empowering language statements like "I'm capable of figuring this out," or "I've handled challenges before, and I'll do it again," you shift your focus. You start looking for solutions instead of problems, opportunities instead of obstacles. The language you use with yourself creates a feedback loop that can either limit or expand your potential. This is why understanding the power of language is so crucial. It's not just a way of describing your experience, it literally shapes it. The language you choose also dictates your emotional state. The words you use to describe a situation affect how you feel about it. If you say, "This is a disaster," you instantly trigger feelings of panic or helplessness. But if you say, "This is a challenge," you create a sense of opportunity, resilience, or even excitement. The situation itself doesn't change, but the emotional experience you attach to it does. And this shift in emotional experience directly influences how you respond. The right language can create clarity in chaos, calm in confusion, and confidence in moments of doubt. One of the reasons language is so powerful is that it filters your perception. Your brain is constantly looking for ways to confirm the language you use. This is a cognitive bias called confirmation bias, where your brain seeks out evidence to support the beliefs and assumptions you've already made. If you keep telling yourself that something is impossible, your brain will focus on the reasons why it can't be done, overlooking potential solutions. On the other hand, if you tell yourself there's a way to make this work, your brain starts looking for opportunities, creative ideas, and resources that support that belief. I think about the subtle difference between saying, "I have to do this," versus "I get to do this." The first phrase implies obligation, burden, or even resentment, while the second implies privilege, opportunity, and gratitude. The task in front of you is the same, but the emotional experience is completely different. The shift in language reframes your entire relationship to the situation, making it something you feel motivated or thankful for rather than something you dread. This seemingly small adjustment can have a massive impact on how you approach your day-to-day life. Language also plays a huge role in the stories you tell yourself about your past. Every one of us carries stories, narratives about who we are, what we've been through, and what we're capable of. The language you use to describe those stories determines whether they empower or imprison you. If you describe a past failure as "I'm a failure and I always screw things up," you lock yourself into that identity. But if you reframe it as "that was a learning experience, and now I know how to do better next time," you transform that failure into a stepping stone for growth. The story changes because the language changes, and with it, the lessons you carry into your future shift as well. The same principle applies to how you describe others in the world around you. If you constantly use negative, judgmental language to describe people, whether it's calling them lazy, incompetent, or selfish, you filter your interactions with them through those lenses. Even if they act differently, your brain will focus on behaviors that confirm your initial judgment. But if you use more compassionate, understanding language, like they're doing their best or they're dealing with their own challenges, your experience of them changes. You become more patient, more empathetic, and more open to positive interactions. In high-pressure or challenging situations, language becomes even more crucial. Leaders, for example, need to master the language they use not only with themselves, but also with their teams. The words they choose can inspire action, build trust, and create a sense of unity, or they can create division, doubt, and fear. Great leaders know that language is a tool to shape culture and drive performance. By choosing empowering, solution-focused language, they create an environment where people feel motivated and capable of overcoming obstacles rather than overwhelmed by them. Even in personal relationships, the language you use can either deepen connections or create distance. Words like always and never can escalate conflicts because they make the other person feel attacked and defensive. But using more balanced, understanding language phrases like "I feel" or "I've noticed" opens up a space for dialogue rather than confrontation. The way you frame your words creates the foundation for the quality of your relationships. Language has the power to heal, to connect, and to foster understanding, or it can tear down, divide, and create barriers. It deeply affects your relationship with yourself. The words you use when you speak to yourself shape your identity. If you frequently use language that diminishes your worth, such as "I'm not enough" or "I'll never succeed," you reinforce a negative self-image. But if you practice speaking to yourself with words of encouragement and possibility, "I'm growing," "I'm capable of figuring this out," or "I'm worthy of success," you begin to shift the way you see yourself. Your identity evolves with your language because the stories you tell yourself about who you are become the blueprint for your actions. This is why it's essential to become aware of the language you use. Most people are unaware of the constant stream of negative or disempowering language they use throughout the day. By becoming conscious of your words and deliberately choosing language that uplifts and empowers, you begin to shift your entire experience of life. It's not about being unrealistic or avoiding difficult emotions, but about choosing language that serves you rather than language that splits. Ultimately, language is the key to transforming your reality. By mastering the words you use, you gain control over how you perceive, experience, and respond to the world around you. It gives you the power to turn problems into opportunities, to turn setbacks into comebacks, and to shift from limitation to possibility. Language shapes your experience, and by choosing your words wisely, you take control of your life and open the door to greater fulfillment, success, and happiness. Emotional reconditioning is a powerful tool that allows individuals to reshape their emotional responses, beliefs, and overall experience of life. At its core, emotional reconditioning involves consciously changing the way you react to emotions and events in your life, transforming negative or disempowering responses into positive, empowering ones. This is not merely about suppressing feelings or pretending they don't exist. It's about understanding, acknowledging, and intentionally shifting your emotional landscape to create a more fulfilling and empowering life. The foundation of emotional reconditioning lies in the recognition that emotions are not static. They are fluid and can be influenced by our thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. Often we find ourselves reacting to situations based on past experiences, ingrained beliefs, or conditioned responses that may no longer serve us. For example, if you've experienced failure in the past, you might develop a fear of trying new things, believing that you are destined to fail again. This emotional reaction can hold you back from pursuing opportunities and reaching your full potential. However, by engaging in emotional reconditioning, you can rewire these patterns, allowing you to face challenges with confidence and resilience. One of the first steps in emotional reconditioning is awareness. You need to become conscious of your emotional triggers, the specific situations or thoughts that provoke strong emotional reactions. This requires an honest assessment of your current emotional responses and the beliefs underlying them. Take the time to reflect on past experiences that elicit strong emotions. Ask yourself questions like, what do I feel in this moment? Why do I feel this way? What beliefs are driving these emotions? This awareness helps you identify patterns that you may want to change, serving as the starting point for your reconditioning journey. Once you've identified these patterns, you can begin the process of reframing your emotional responses. This involves consciously changing the way you interpret situations and the meanings you attach to them. Instead of viewing challenges as threats, for instance, you can start to see them as opportunities for growth and learning. Visualization is another powerful tool for emotional reconditioning. By picturing yourself successfully navigating challenges or achieving your goals, you can create a new emotional reality. Visualization allows you to mentally rehearse situations, helping to build confidence and reducing anxiety. When you visualize positive outcomes, your brain begins to recognize those outcomes as possible realities. This mental rehearsal can lead to emotional conditioning that supports success, making you feel more prepared and capable when facing real-life challenges. Mindfulness practices can also play a crucial role in emotional reconditioning. Being present and aware of your emotions without judgment helps you gain clarity about what you're feeling and why. Mindfulness allows you to observe your thoughts and emotions as they arise, creating space between the emotion and your reaction to it. This space enables you to respond intentionally rather than reactively, giving you greater control over your emotional responses. Through mindfulness, you can learn to recognize negative emotional patterns and choose more empowering responses, helping you to recondition your emotional landscape over time. Gratitude is a transformative practice that can profoundly influence your emotional state. Cultivating a sense of gratitude helps shift your focus from what's lacking or negative in your life to what is positive and fulfilling. When you regularly practice gratitude, you condition your mind to look for the good in every situation. This practice can help counteract negative emotions and foster a more optimistic outlook. By training your mind to focus on what you appreciate, you can effectively recondition your emotional responses to life's challenges, promoting resilience and positivity. Social support and positive relationships also play a vital role in emotional reconditioning. Surrounding yourself with individuals who uplift, inspire, and encourage you can significantly influence your emotional state. Engaging in open conversations with trusted friends or mentors can help you gain new perspectives and insights into your emotional patterns. Sharing your experiences and feelings fosters a sense of connection and belonging, which can further enhance your emotional resilience. The positive energy and support from others can reinforce the reconditioning process, making it easier to adopt empowering beliefs and responses. It requires patience, practice, and commitment. Like any skill, the ability to manage and reshape your emotional responses takes time and effort. You may encounter setbacks along the way, but these are not failures, they are opportunities for growth. Every time you practice emotional reconditioning, you reinforce new neural pathways in your brain, gradually replacing old patterns with new ones. This process can lead to lasting change in how you experience and respond to emotions. Ultimately, emotional reconditioning empowers you to take charge of your emotional life. It transforms you from a passive observer of your emotions into an active participant in shaping your emotional reality. By engaging in practices that foster awareness, reframing, positive self-talk, visualization, mindfulness, gratitude, and social connection, you create a new emotional framework that supports your goals and aspirations. Emotional reconditioning opens the door to greater resilience, confidence, and fulfillment, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with a sense of purpose and empowerment. As you continue on this journey, you'll discover that your emotional state does not have to be dictated by external circumstances. Instead, you have the power to create the emotional experiences that will enhance your life and well-being. The concept that physiology is key to emotional and psychological well-being is rooted in the understanding that our body and mind are intricately connected. The way we carry ourselves physically, the posture we adopt, the way we breathe, and even the facial expressions we display can significantly influence our emotional state. This connection between body and mind is not merely anecdotal, it is backed by scientific research that highlights how our physiological state can affect our emotions and vice versa. When we talk about physiology, we refer to the physical aspects of our being, how our muscles tense or relax, how our heart rate changes, and how our breath flows. These physiological responses are not just automatic reactions, they are signals that communicate to our brain how we are feeling and how we should respond. For instance, when we are anxious, our heart rate increases, our breathing becomes rapid and shallow, and our muscles may tense up. These physical sensations feed into our emotional state, often intensifying feelings of stress or panic. Conversely, when we adopt a calm posture, take deep breaths, and relax our muscles, we signal to our brain that it is safe to relax, helping to mitigate anxiety and promote a sense of calm. One of the most powerful aspects of physiology is its ability to influence our emotional experience instantaneously. If you find yourself feeling stressed or overwhelmed, a simple change in posture can shift your state dramatically. Standing tall, with shoulders back and chest open, not only helps you project confidence to the outside world, but it also sends powerful messages to your brain about how to feel. Research has shown that adopting power poses can increase feelings of confidence and reduce stress. This physiological shift can be a game changer in high-pressure situations, whether you are preparing for a presentation, going into a job interview, or navigating a difficult conversation. Breathing is another critical element of physiology that can drastically affect our emotional state. Our breath is intimately linked to our emotional experience. When we are calm, our breath is slow and deep. When we are anxious, it tends to be quick and shallow. By consciously altering our breathing patterns, practicing deep, intentional breaths, we can create a calming effect on our body and mind. Techniques such as diaphragmatic breathing or box breathing can help slow down the heart rate, lower blood pressure, and induce a sense of relaxation. This simple practice allows us to regain control over our emotional state, providing a tangible tool to manage stress and anxiety in real time. The role of movement in physiology cannot be overlooked. Physical activity has a profound impact on our emotional well-being. Engaging in exercise releases endorphins, the body's natural feel-good hormones, which can elevate mood and reduce feelings of depression and anxiety. When we move our bodies, whether through walking, dancing, or practicing yoga, we release built-up tension and stress, allowing for a more positive emotional state. Additionally, movement helps to stimulate circulation and improve overall bodily function, which can enhance feelings of vitality and well-being. Furthermore, our physiology is often reflected in our facial expressions and body language, both of which play a significant role in how we experience and convey emotions. Smiling, even if it feels forced at first, can trigger a positive emotional response. The act of smiling releases neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which are associated with feelings of happiness and relaxation. On the other hand, frowning or adopting a tense expression can reinforce negative emotions.
The feedback loop between our facial expressions and our emotional state demonstrates the power of physiology in shaping our experiences. The implications of understanding that physiology is key extend into various aspects of life, including performance, relationships, and overall mental health.
In high-stress environments, such as workplaces or competitive sports, being aware of how to manage physiological responses can mean the difference between success and failure. By cultivating awareness of one's body and learning to regulate physiological responses, individuals can enhance their performance, improve focus, and maintain composure under pressure. In relationships, the way we carry ourselves physically can influence how others perceive us and how we interact with them. Open and relaxed body language fosters connection and trust, while closed-off or defensive postures can create barriers. Understanding the physiological aspects of communication can enhance our interpersonal relationships, allowing us to connect more deeply with others. Moreover, recognizing that physiology plays a crucial role in mental health is vital. Chronic stress, anxiety, and depression often manifest in physical symptoms. Tension, headaches, muscle pain, and fatigue can all be tied to emotional stressors. By addressing the physiological components of these experiences, individuals can work towards alleviating symptoms and fostering a sense of overall well-being. This approach can include incorporating regular physical activity, practicing mindfulness and breath control, and engaging in relaxation techniques to reduce stress levels. The journey of understanding physiology as a key aspect of emotional and mental well-being involves a holistic approach. It requires paying attention to the signals our bodies send us, acknowledging the connections between our physical state and our emotional experiences, and actively choosing to engage in practices that promote a positive physiological state. Through this process, we can create a powerful toolkit for managing our emotions, enhancing our well-being, and ultimately transforming our lives. As we embrace the power of physiology, we recognize that we are not merely passive observers of our emotions, we are active participants in shaping our experiences. The body is not just a vessel, it is a dynamic, responsive system that plays an integral role in our emotional and mental health. By harnessing the power of physiology, we can create a life that is not only more fulfilling, but also more vibrant, resilient, and empowered. In every moment, we have the opportunity to shift our physiological state, positively influencing our emotional landscape and enriching our overall quality of life. As we come to the end of our journey through the transformative power of shifting identity, mastering our emotional state, and embracing the critical roles of physiology and language, it's clear the tools for personal transformation are within your grasp. Remember, you are not defined by your past or constrained by your circumstances. Your identity is fluid, shaped by the beliefs you hold and the language you use. By consciously choosing empowering language and adopting practices like emotional reconditioning, you can reshape not only your emotional responses, but also your entire experience of life. By understanding the profound connection between your body and mind, you can harness the power of movement, posture, and breath to elevate your emotional well-being. Each moment presents an opportunity to shift your physiology, changing how you feel and respond to the world around you. It's not just about managing stress or anxiety, it's about cultivating a vibrant and dynamic existence where you thrive, not just survive. Embrace these insights and tools as you embark on this journey of self-discovery and growth. Challenge yourself to break free from limiting beliefs, to engage with your emotions constructively, and to foster a mindset that welcomes possibility and resilience. By doing so, you will not only transform your own life, but also inspire those around you to do the same. The power to create a fulfilling and empowered life lies within you. Seize it, embody it, and let your journey unfold. The world is waiting for the unique contribution that only you can make. Embrace your potential, shift your identity, and master your state. The time for transformation is now.